Hello everyone, today I'll be talking about different materials you can prepare in order to speed level your professions in Wrath the Lich King, so from 375 and for the next 10 or 15 levels. Before I show you what you can craft, then I highly recommend you to also check out one of my other preparation videos with different things I do in Burning Crusade right now to make sure I'll be able to level faster to level 80. As a jewel crafter, this design will allow you to continue leveling your profession. You can probably find this on auction house for not too much. Else, you could always grind reputation with Cenarian Expedition, and when you reach Exalted, you will be able to learn this design. The third option is to grind reputation with the Shattered Sun on Isle of Quel'Danas, and then buy this design. All the new items you will be able to craft in the next expansion will also guarantee you a skill. But this is not something you can prepare right now, because the materials are not available. It will of course be more expensive to level your profession by crafting the epic items from Burning Crusade. But then again, it will also give you a head start and most likely make you able to be one of the first people on the server to be able to craft some of the new rare gems. Sadly, you will only be able to level like this for the first 10 levels. But by that time, some people might also have found the new ores, coupled ores, and these you can then purchase, prospect, and get some of the new gems that you can cut and continue leveling your jewel crafting. As a leatherworker, you will be able to craft so many different things in order to continue leveling your profession. But there's 4 patterns that I like to use because the materials for these are usually not that expensive. The only bad thing about 3 of these is that you need to grind a bit with reputation. The first pattern you will be able to buy on auction house for probably not that much. Before you prepare your Burning Crusade materials, then I need to warn you. You could always just wait for Wrath the Lich King, because the new material Berean leather that you will be skinning in the starting zones will be so easy to get and also an easy way to level your leatherworking. And because people are questing and killing and skinning so many monsters, then the price for this leather will probably not be that expensive. However, if you still want to prepare your Burning Crusade materials, then you could for example prepare the materials for the Redeemed Soul build. This you can craft all the way up to level 390, if not even further. And at level 400, you will then be able to learn the new enchants for leatherworking, for example the different bracer enchants, but also the leg enchants. These enchants will have a huge impact on your leveling speed and also be something you will use at level 80 when you need to enchant your best in slot gear. For the profession Inscription, you can prepare a lot of things. That's because this profession is introduced in the pre-patch, and therefore a lot of the items that you craft from for example 350 to 375 is crafted with Northrend materials. You will however still be able to use TBC materials to for example craft these decks, but you will not be able to level with this for that long because this skill is already green. Tailors will also be able to craft a lot of different items just like leatherworkers. For example, the Arcana Weave robe. This drops in Mekana, one of the Tempest Keep dungeons. On the auction house, you can also buy the pattern for Boots of Blasting. This is a pattern that drops in the tier 5 raids, SSC and Tempest Keep. A third option is to grind Ashtong Reputation in Black Temple. When you reach Friendly, you will for example be able to buy this epic pattern. The price for the different materials for the epic items is way more expensive compared to the materials for the Arcana Weave robe. So this you should be crafting in the beginning, probably from 375 to 380. At level 380, you could then swap to the epic items and craft these. But the best thing is probably just to continue crafting the Arcana Weave robes. It's gonna be more difficult to continue grinding skills, but you should be able to do this all the way up to 390. Engineering is one of the professions where I don't recommend you to prepare anything. By default, you will be able to learn this epic gun from the trainer, but this is something that is going to be expensive and not any good. The reason why I recommend you not to prepare any Burning Crusade materials is because in Wrath the Lich King, you will be able to make some items, and these items you will even need later on when you level your profession from around 390 to 420. Therefore, by crafting these materials in Wrath, you will be able to level your profession, and then you will use the materials later on to continue leveling your profession once again. So it's going to be a win-win, and that's why you should not prepare any Burning Crusade materials. In Suleiman, each boss has a chance to drop the formula for Enchant Weapon Executioner. That's one way to level your enchanting in Wrath the Lich King. Another way will be to get Enchant Boots Sewer Footed. This has a chance to drop in Karazhan. And last but not least, also the Steel Weave Cloak enchant from the new dungeon in Phase 5, Magisters to Race. At level 375, these enchants are guaranteed a skill because they're orange. At level 385, these skills will also turn green and will most likely not be worth it any longer. But by that time, you should also be able to head to the auction house to buy the new Wrath of the Lich King enchanting materials. For alchemy, I have not been able to find a lot of good solutions. The only real thing has been the alchemy stones. These recipes you will be able to buy if you have granted reputation with the faction Shed with Sun on Isle of Koldanas. The price for these materials are not that expensive, but it will add up when you need to craft a lot of these. The only reason why I would see people do this is to get their profession ores as fast as possible to a level where they will be able to craft the new cooldowns. At level 385, this craft will also turn green and not be worth it any longer. As a blacksmith, one of your options will be to head into the dungeon, the Botanica. In this dungeon, you can acquire the plants for the Earth Piece breastplate. A second option is to grant reputation in Black Temple, and at Friendly you will be able to buy these plants for these braces. The braces and chest piece will guarantee your skill from 375 to 380. The first skill that will turn green is going to be the chest piece, and at level 390 the braces should still have a high chance to grant your skill, so it might be worth it to prepare these materials if you plan to speed level your blacksmithing. If you're interested in more preparation videos for Wrath of the Lich King, but also the pre-patch and even how I prepare for the upcoming Death Knight class, then make sure to check out the channel. In the future I will continue to post more of these videos together with other topics like investments, so make sure to follow the channel in case you would like to see more of this. As always, thank you for watching and have an amazing day. Peace.